becoming your most authentic self is a process, and it's an everyday choice to live in the moment. I think beauty is on the other side of creativity. If you don't allow yourself permission to go on any sort of curious journey, then you'll wake up 10 years from now or 30 years from now, and you'll be the exact same person you've been your whole life. And I just don't think that's what we're invited to become when it comes to any sort of spiritual pursuit, whether that's with Jesus or any other way of understanding spirituality.
It's a place of permission to ask questions, and permission to not know the answer. I think folks have felt shackled by those rigid rules, and because this is a place that doesn't profess or doesn't really, subscribe to the same sort of lines, I think people find that freeing.
There's something powerful here that people don't have the same lived experiences when it comes to racism or ableism, transphobia, homophobia, and yet they are standing with it. They are speaking into it. They're giving space for people to talk about it, but they're also advocating for it. Mm-hmm. That to me is very important too. Mm-hmm. That your spiritual maturity and your mental health maturity will always be parallel. And to be in a community that agrees with that, sees that, and then feeds into it so that we can be well together, that's a rich community.
Mm-hmm. Having people from different backgrounds, different worldviews, different theological points of view, all of a sudden you're empowering your community to think for themselves versus saying you must think like this.
When I think about my past church history and the voices of authority, or as I say, voices from the stage, quite often they have not looked like me or others that are around me that may not be in the majority, right? And the fact that we have a diverse teaching team that really speak from authentic voices is really valuable to me.
To hear other speakers talk about the queer community from the stage, even that is just
it's powerful.
Powerful, because at the church that you were at previously that they said they were affirming, they never talked about LGBTQ people from the stage. And so you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard.
I think we hold in common this idea that there's something in the Jesus narrative, the Jesus story, that allows us to anchor, but then extend beyond that story and consider all sorts of possibilities about who is God, how does God work, what does it mean to be human, what does it mean to love your neighbor. We all don't hear the same way, and we all don't speak the same language. We all have different backgrounds, and so the power of having so many different voices speak into this is the wide range of opportunities for people from all walks of life to hear the thing they need to hear and to make the next decision that they need to make in their life. I think that is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful.
I want you to know that you are allowed to walk in dressed the way you want to be dressed, being who you are, that whatever it is you've been told to hide gets to come to light. I want this to be a place that you feel more alive than any other place that you go. I want you to know that you belong here.
For 20 years now, Watershed has been on this evolutionary journey. So the thing that we invite people into is really born out of the lived experience as an organization or as a community. So there's a joy that we now have something we get to give away to the world. And the only way you can really understand that fully is if you show up and kind of jump into the water and say, all right, I want to be a part of this.